Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Blue Maxima and I'm here checking out Jet Set Radio. This is a HD remaster of a game that originally came out on the Dreamcast, of all things. Way back in 2000, and this remaster came out a few years ago, and I never really took the opportunity to check it out. Why did I never take the opportunity to check it out, you might ask? Well, that's a fairly good question. The reason why was because I actually did. I bought the game and I did a video on it. However, this video was complete and utter drosh. It was crap. It was one of the worst videos I've ever done. And I never actually released it. And considering that I put out a few shockers on this channel, that is certainly something else. Am I seriously going to a demo? Oh no, I just swapped the title screen, alright. Fine by me. But anyway, we'll just go and have a look through the game first. We won't go into bonus because there's not much there. It's just a documentary on Jet Set Radio, which is actually kind of neat. And there's a couple of songs from Jet Set Radio Future in there. But other than that, I haven't actually unlocked anything else. So I can't really show you much from that anyway, so there's no real point in going to it. We got a few options here. We can turn off the graffiti camera. We can invert the axes. We can use the rear touchpad for the camera, which is a really bad idea. You can turn down the music volume, and you can also turn the center camera on and off. This is the most notable option here, because the same button by default to do the graffitiing is also the button to set the camera. And when you're trying to do it on something like when you're flying past something or something like that, you're constantly tapping L, and it's constantly resetting your camera, which may make for problems. I've kept it turned on for the purpose of demonstration because that's what it comes up by default. But just thought you should know. You can also come here to see the controls, but you can't actually like change anything or turn anything off, right? So no real point to that. And how to play just lists all the controls in a text format. It's exactly what the tutorial does for you, except it's just in a text format, which is alright, I guess, if you want to read. You've got online leaderboards and you can check out your trophies, but they're not particularly interesting. So we're just gonna load up my game here. It's got 10 save slots, and they don't actually bring up a unique save dialogue. Well, not a unique save dialogue, a dialogue from the Vita or something like that. So that's actually kind of neat, but let's have a look around. Street just lets you select your level, so we won't look at that just yet. You have network, which lets you fuse your leaderboard and trophies. BGM mode with the radio, which will let you, it'll let you listen to the game's music, but there's no real point in going into that. You've got the system, which will let you change your settings and see your high scores and stuff like that, but yeah, we've already been in there, so we don't need to worry about that. We've got graffiti. Yeah, so as you can see, I've got Nep's chest here. That's a bit of a thing, because the game lets you create your own graffiti to tag on the walls in the game. So I'll just go demonstrate that real quick with some graffiti. You can use stuff like letters or Japanese hiragana and katakana in order to do a little bit of a start. Or you can use this analog stick style thing here in order to draw the art. And you can maximize it to be a little bit more precise if you want. Or you can do what I did, and you can use the camera in order to get a background layer going. So you can see that I've actually got my waveform, which is my voice just recording here. And if I turn to my other monitor, it's what's recording the game. So I can do a bit of Hall of Mirrors style thing here. So yeah, you can take the photo, and when it does that, you can see the little Hall of Mirrors. And you can also import from your photo gallery. So if I were to go into my photo gallery, for example, and import the lovely Neo Tengu with a freaking Gundam on top of her. Oh no, that's not a Gundam, that's Goku from One Nation Races, I'm an idiot. But yeah, you can use that as graffiti if you want. We're not going to use that as graffiti because I've already got good graffiti as is. But you can also select graffiti from styles they've included for all 3 sizes. So that's mine up there, but you can actually change your graffiti here, and the graffiti they've actually included in this game is neat. It looks really nice. They obviously have some form of artistic taste, but yeah, there you go. So there's a lot of different kinds of graffiti here. I just always kind of need to have a a few photos of my own there. So let's go to the level select and actually just hop into the game. Now, this serves as your level select. However, I think I've done all the levels in Ben 10 Cho already, which means I've unlocked Jet Crush, which is the stage's race, and Jet Graffiti, which just lets you run around and do tags on all the things and try and get the highest time and score possible. Lowest time and highest score possible. But this story here is a story mission that actually lets you see, like, the enemies flowing and stuff like that, so we're going to be doing that. You start out with 3 characters, but you unlock more as time goes on, and they've all got different stats. I'm going to go with Yo-Yo here because power is your health, technique is how well you do with all the tricks, and graffiti is how much graffiti cans you can carry. So we're going to be going with him. So anyway, where we go? I'm going to shut up now because of this. So yeah, you do have cops coming after you in this when you start spraying. However, I haven't started spraying yet, so I need to actually get some spray cans. Spray cans are a little all over the place, and the blue ones give you 1 spray can. I can't get up the freaking hill straight because I want to get this goddamn paint can. There we go, because that means I get 7. Well, I get 5, so I have 7 all up, and yeah. So the way this game works is that it's... I dread to say it's like Tony Hawk because it's not, but the closest game I can think of in reference to what this game is... Will you let me get the fucking paint can, for fuck's sake? Jesus Christ. Guess I'm gonna have to try this another way, but yeah. The game's closest sort of thing that I can think of it as is something like Tony Hawk, but not really. So the idea is you have to pick up the spray cans and you have to spray all the areas that are marked by red and green arrows. And this gives you points. You also earn tricks by doing... you also earn points by doing tricks. Tricks involve grinding on rails in specific ways, and if you're going fast enough off a jump and you hold R and X, it lets you do a trick. And these tricks are also worth points. And the bigger the combo you have, the bigger the combo you have, the more points you get. So, doing a lot of tricks, getting through stages quickly because the amount of time left gives you a time bonus, and doing and of course, doing actual graffiti lets you get points as well. However, once you do enough graffiti on an area, more reinforcements start coming in. And reinforcements are very difficult to deal with because they are enemies and enemies can hurt you and take away your health bar. So the idea is, you want to be trying to find your fastest way through the levels possible, like doing as much graffiti as you can on the way there. So I just did 2 bits of graffiti and now I'm getting the parachute squad. The reinforcements that come in every stage are actually entirely different, which is kind of neat. Because the game's got a lot of variety to it. The stages are always interestingly different. I have to get this spray, so if you're asking why I'm trying to get this done so intently, it's because it's such a pain in the ass one to get because you have to wall ride to freaking do it. There we go. Ow. And I'm gonna... Oh, I thought I was gonna take 4 damage there, but apparently I just got it right. You do have a button that lets you speed up, but it is surprisingly hard to get it working properly because sometimes it just refuses to work at all, and I'm not entirely sure what the idea is with it. But yeah, I'll just get those while I'm here. Yes, the asshole is sending in choppers to take down kids on jet skates, graffiti tagging Tokyo. It's a very Japanese game, couldn't you tell? And yes, these guys are freaking dangerous. They have homing missiles. Yes, they do fire on you with homing missiles, and they do an absolute fuck ton of damage. So it means that you want to, run for it, and try and collect there. Try and... Ow! Did I seriously hurt myself from just running into that? I probably did. Fantastic. So, the main draw of this game, the thing that most people would argue is its gameplay, is this whole skating system thing going on here, where the main gameplay, I should say, it's not entirely the reason why this game is so fondly remembered, but the main gameplay of this game is the whole skating system, right? And the skating system is... It requires you to be overly precise, while at the same time being notably very loose, which is arguably the most annoying thing imaginable. Because the problem with that is that when you have to be very precise and you fly all over the place because of the controls being so loose, it means that you have a lot of trouble hitting stuff perfectly dead on, which is the most annoying thing in the world when dealing with a game that requires precision, right? Because that means you have to... be constantly, like, readjusting yourself, making sure you're not going to run into anything and stuff like that. And it's just annoying. It's annoying as shit, and it happens a lot in this game. So, you have to put up with that basically constantly. And I do not want to go wandering through that thing, because that's how I died on the previous take of this video. There is some, like, snapping to the rails and stuff like that, but for the most part, it just sometimes, for the most part, really, it requires you to land pretty much dead on what you're looking for, and sometimes it just doesn't work. It really doesn't. And it's the most annoying thing to deal with when you've got, like, a race or something, where you have to try and land on something really precisely. If you land on the other racing person, they'll do damage to you and knock you off whatever the hell you're doing. And it just frustrates the hell out of me sometimes. It really does. And it happens way more often than it realistically should. But it does happen anyway. And it really does suck, because if the game had a better way of, like, snapping you to the rail or something like that, just to help you be a little bit more precise, even if it was just something they added in this HD remaster, I'd be enjoying this game a lot more. But it's entirely too easy to miss what looks like a simple jump, because the controls are so loose, and yet requires so much precision at the same time. Like that jump that I tried to make there that just didn't work out for me. That happens a fair amount, and it can be one of the most frustrating things to deal with when you play this game. It is immensely satisfying when you get it right. Like when you manage to do like a few lines in a row and then end it off with a big trick. If you're going fast enough and you hit R and X at the same time, you'll do a big trick of basically anything. Like a rail or something like that. And again, it works pretty well sometimes, and sometimes it doesn't. So anyway, I got a bunch of score. I managed to get the level done on Jet, which is pretty impressive. That's the highest rank you can get. So, okay.
This is Tokyo's hard-walking, truth-talking, always walking Jet Set Radio! Even the Kisatsu tune in here when they're not eating donuts. Looks like the Gigis have filled the streets of Kogane-cho with their graffiti. Those froggies turned right back in the little tadpoles and swam away as fast as they could. Ribbit, ribbit. Poison Jam is on the run, and if the Gigis go after them, Kogane-cho is there.
There is, of course, another reason why people love this game, and that's the game's overall theme and presentation. Which is, to say it in a word, utterly ridiculous. That guy there pops up every now and again to tell you about everything that's going on. And of course the game's music is some kind of techno ridiculous J-pop style stuff. Well, it's not really J-pop, is it? It's I don't really know what to call it. I don't know my music genres that well. And I gotta admit, the style of the music combined with the game's visual presentation is it works really well with each other. The thing being that I'm not really into the music. It's just, I can see why people like it. I can see why people really get into it. I think this is going to be a boss fight, actually, even though there's not much in the way of, like, actual fighting, as there is just, like, try and catch up to people and tag them on the back. That's generally what happens. Yep. So this is one of the stages where you have to mark the back of all the guys here. Annoyingly, I had to take damage there in order to actually get them to start moving, but I guess that's why that can of health is there, right? And these guys just constantly run around, and you have to catch up with them in order to tag them. And there are also things you have to do to get other characters to join you. Like, you've got races, for example, which require you to tag an area of the stage. Down I go. Which require you to tag an area of the stage that someone else has, that they've, what the hell is going on there? It looks like something's moving behind there, but it's probably just, yeah, it's probably just my bad eyes. But yeah, you have to tag an area that the other guys have tagged before the other guy can tag it first, which is annoying to do. And as you can see, trying to tag the back of these guys is also really fucking hard. Because for some reason, they just don't like being tagged for some reason. Even if you're on the rail right next to them, you just can't tag them properly. And I just got knocked like right on my ass into the water there. And they keep running around like that until you can tag them all 10 times each, which seems really excessive. And I hate these stages so much, even though I've only actually played one of them. But they'll never let a good thing go undone at least once, right? They'll never let a thing they've made go undone at least once, right? There are other things you can do, like you can collect those little tokens there and stuff like that. Great. I don't even know what the hell this music is. This music just sounds like noise. See, the annoying thing is these guys move faster than you do. And I'm tapping L like crazy trying to spray them, but despite the fact that it looks like I'm right behind them, I can't get anything done. It's just, these are honestly the hardest levels in the entire fucking game, and they're absolutely infuriating to deal with. And if I don't quit this level now, I'm going to be here for 15 minutes. So I'm going to quit. You can also come here to actually check where they are and where, like, sprays that you have left to do are on the map, so you don't have to get lost. It's just annoying having to have the amount of startup time you have to do in order to actually see that map is just really, really high and really, really infuriating. But let's just go to Jet Graffiti, and I'll pick tab this time. Why not? The graffiti patterns that you have to draw on the analog stick to put the graffiti down is different between all of them, which is interesting because if you know...
3, 2, 1,
if you know all the brain work with me here. If you know all the, like, motions that you have to do in order to get the graffiti spray done, then... fucking hell, get on the goddamn rail, you son of a bitch. There we go. I wanted to get all those cans. Alright, there we go. Now I can go spray shit. Yeah, if you know what all the spray motions are, you can do them without even having to see them on the screen, which is neat. If not a little annoying, but you can do it. So yeah, this is just the stage where you can fly around doing all the spraying and trying to get as many points and stuff as possible. As you can see though, it doesn't earn you as many points, so getting someone with less impressive graffiti skills is obviously is absolutely not the best way to do things. Just with the skating being as loose as it is, I feel like they could have done a better job fixing it up so that it would be slightly more palatable to new players, because it can be really frustrating trying to deal with the skating being so just loose, more or less. You know what I mean? Because, seriously, just missing some of these jumps just because you go flying is one of the most annoying things imaginable. Right, I have to go down here and get these, don't I? Yep. And it's a shame because when the game is working, it works pretty damn well. And it can be pretty fun to do the whole skating around thing. And graffiti tagging all over the place and doing it while avoiding the cops. It can be pretty damn satisfying when it goes right. But it's got the... I've gone in the wrong direction. Oh, yep, there's more. There's more to do here. When it works really well. When it doesn't, it just feels frustrating, honestly. Especially things like wall runs and stuff like that, because wall runs don't work on every wall, and it's really hard to tell what walls are the ones you can do. And you can grind on these rails, but did you see how much trouble I had trying to get on them? And when I jumped there, I went flying entirely the opposite direction, and I was holding back and left, and I somehow flew up and right there. It's just really hard to get used to. I've been playing for a couple of hours now, and it's still just kind of annoying. I'll give the game credit for its presentation, like its art style, though. Its performance is, well, mostly fine. There is a couple of, oh shit. It's funny how homing missiles from Apache-style helicopter can somehow hurt you worse than getting hit by a moving train. A moving train is guaranteed to kill you. A homing missile might leave you horribly maimed, but you may also not die instantly. This is a weird conversation this is one of the weirdest conversations I ever thought I'd have, but nevertheless, it's not even a conversation now that I think about it. I'm just talking to a video, but whatever. It's a shame. Like, I guess the best way to summarize Jet Set Radio is evocative of its era, more or less. Like, the sort of J-pop thing going on here is very Japanese and very what Sega was doing at the time. And while that's not bad, the annoying control scheme kind of is, I gotta say. There's just a lot that could be improved about it. Like, a dedicated grind button would be, like, the best thing imaginable for this game, right? Like, imagine if there was a button that would stop you that would let you grind only when you wanted to. There's a couple of situations in the game that I found where I've ended up grinding where I didn't even want to, where it's dropped me, onto a rail that I didn't even thought exists, like like the line between the curb and the street. That was weird. I don't know how that happened, but it happened. Cans respawn after a specific amount of time, which is kind of annoying, because collecting cans is actually kind of annoying in this game. I'd like it better if I had infinite cans, and it was just relying on how good I was at doing tricks and stuff like that. But yeah, I gotta go back, I missed a couple here. There's also apparently a big red arrow over there, wherever that is. On top of that, right. When it's good, it's really good. But when it's not good, which is, or at the very least, a pain in the ass, which is more often than when it's good by itself, it can be really frustrating. And yeah, they do actually show you a way to get up that ramp faster, which is to grind up the edges. I can never land on the edges successfully. It just does not work for me, which is why I rely on just going up it. But But then again, if you're a fan of Jet Set Radio, the performance of this port is fine, minus a few performance drops sometimes when it starts to get pretty heavy. I was about to say, how many do I have left to do? I have 7 left to clear, and they are nowhere near this particular area. So I have to go looking around. The time limit is a little bit of a pain as well, and I know for a fact, like, I haven't played Jet Set Radio Future, which is this game's sequel, but I know that they actually changed it for Jet Set Radio Future so that there was no time limit on that one. I have to go back to where I was previously. Right. I know where some of the rest are at the very least. They're over here. Just making sure I didn't miss any down here. There is actually a ranking for this as well. As I said before, there's online leaderboards. So the faster you do it, the more points you get. And there's also rankings, as you saw before. And one of the requirements to get all the characters and therefore get all the trophies is to get all the jet ranks, which is the highest rank that you can get, as I showed off earlier on in this video. I'd be a lot more for the game if it was only these stages, because at least these stages let you get a lot of practice in and figure out just how the hell you're actually meant to be playing and get used to the controls being so weird and donk. And there's a tag up there, but it's a green arrow, so I don't need to go get it, but I'm not entirely sure how I'm supposed to get up there in the first place. But if you're looking to play Jet Set Radio, if you're looking for something just a little bit different and you can get over the idea of the game being not so precise because it's a bloody Dreamcast game from like 2001 or something like that, so it's going to be imprecise no matter what way you squeeze it, right? If you can get over that, you'll probably have a great time with Jet Set Radio. Because it's got a lot going for it in the way of... I could have sworn I just saw an arrow through those building gaps. But I'm 99% sure I didn't. So let's just go through here. Unfortunately, steps you have to go down like this. Or you can grind down or up the rail, but this is me we're talking about. I never take the easy way, mainly because I'm an idiot. A little bit of graphical fuck up there. I've never actually been down here. What's down here? I haven't actually tried this like free play stage before. I was about to say, does the map say I'm somewhere different? Ah, I know where my last 4 targets are. And I need to go back to get to them. Right, I went down the wrong thing. There are a couple of problems with pop-in as well, as you saw there. Like, get out of the way of the train! Ah. Goddamn trains. Special token up there. There's a ton of them. There's at least 60. That's a staircase. There are things you can do, like automatically turn around and do all sorts of stuff like that. And hell, I actually had to go and look up a... Seriously? Did I actually have to go... I actually had to go and look up a tutorial video on this game because the tutorial doesn't teach you how to do things like wall rides properly, because it only marks out one specific wall that can actually be ridden on, which is annoying as hell. And the person who was doing the tutorial didn't actually get the tutorial done. Well, yeah, he did get the tutorial done, but he did say, it took me a lot of practice to get this one right. And I was like, really? You put up a video on the tutorial, and yet you couldn't get it, you had trouble getting it right. Like, no wonder there needed to be a video on the flippin' tutorial. Come on, damn it! That's what I meant by imprecise, folks. You'll go flying at somewhat random times, and then you won't be able to turn at all at other random times. It's annoying trying to be precise. God damn it. Come on, game, work with me here. Again. Jump again. Alright, now I know where the last ones are. You can actually sketch on cars too. Let me see if I can do it. I'm not going to be able to catch up. You. Nope. Nope, I'm not going to be able to show off sketching on cars. Where is the doorway that I need to go through? It's here. I knew it was here somewhere. This music is weird as shit. It really is. I mean, even for me, like, I don't actually mind Japanese music. Like, one of my favorite game soundtracks is The World Ends With You, and that's the most J-popiest Japanese thing you'll have ever heard in your life, and it's ridiculously good. This one just doesn't stick with me as much, honestly. We'll ignore that one. Ooh, spray cans. Now, there's a couple more here, but that means I have to get up on the roofs to actually get to them. Which means taking this. And trying not to fall off at the second hurdle. Come on, land on the... Nope, fell off the rail. Alright, let's do this the hard way. There's another way up onto the roof. And I'll only be with you for another 4 minutes at most. I can just get around this goddamn hole. It's down here at the end of the street. Here it is. Fucking buildings. But yes, there is another way onto the roof, and it's here. Okay, there's one there. And I'm willing to guess where one is. It's, yep, over on, it's over there. This is what grinding is for. And I missed the goddamn son of a bitch jump. Can you see why I'm frustrated with this game, folks? Can you? Because now I have no way to get back up onto this, and I just have to try again. I didn't even know you could grind on that. Nope, missed it. 3 minutes to go. Probably not going to pull it off just because I keep running into shit, for one. How the hell am I supposed to get up there? I legit have no idea how I'm supposed to get up to that. Then again, I've said that before, but it's possible to get up there. Fuck! Piece of shit. Only for people who can stand in... Nah, I'm not even going to do it. I don't stand a chance. Back to the garage we go. So yeah, that was a quick look at Jet Set Radio. It's a bloody sports game from 2001. It's imprecise, but when it does work, it's alright, and it does take a lot of learning to get used to. So, if you're looking for that sort of game, this will probably be right up your alley. For the rest of you, I don't know, let sleeping dogs lie. Just, you know, be careful, because you might get frustrated like I did at this game. Yeah, that's pretty much it. This has been Blue Maxima, and I'll see you all next time.